Good afternoon, everyone. Obviously, our segment this afternoon is broken into four portions. I will do the first of which I'm going to call kind of the historical perspective, where first I'm going to give you just a little bit of insight into TxDOT's research program, which is actually the foundation of today's topic. And in doing so, just give you some general definitions, then move on into the early development of the tool that Edgar will discuss with you later. So just in general, talking about research, research is a systematic controlled inquiry. It often involves analytical or experimental activities which seek to gain new knowledge, may involve the development of new or revised products. Basic research is a study of phenomena that's used to gain knowledge. And the second approach is applied research, which is a project that's directed at solving a specific problem, and this usually results in the development of products ready for implementation, as is the case today. We just had a little bit of a delay in that implementation historically. The product or the research project that I'm talking about is one that's titled 05475. It started back in 2005 when a team of employees with TxDOT and some TTI employees were involved in a technical assistance panel which fed the research program. We developed a project called 5475, Collection, Integration, and Analysis of Utility Data in the Transportation Project Development Process. As you can see, at one point during that life cycle of that project, they were asking us to develop somewhat of a pictorial graph of what the project would look like. So we're trying to show here the collection of that data all coming into the computer for analysis. So 5475, that effort included the interview of employees from various TxDOT districts across the state, the Turnpike Authority at that particular time, which was a separate entity, which is now the Strategic Project Development Group, and various utility service providers across the state as well. So they reviewed utility coordination procedures and processes. They looked at approaches to data collection and management. They collected samples of what was being used across the state and within these individual companies, and they identified needs and other pertinent issues they considered coincidental with the overall effort. So in the end, the findings were pretty stark, that there was a lot of different technologies being used, a lot of different tools. In general, a lot of them that weren't compatible. They weren't transferable in terms of facilitating the transfer of information from one entity to another. So in general, the approach for 5475 was to analyze these various data types and requirements and look at the information flow that's required between these various stakeholders that are involved in the projects, and then to develop a business process model and then perform some data modeling. So the intent being to develop a prototype utility data management system that had visualization capabilities to allow for the analysis, the collection and analysis of these utility conflicts. The deliverable prototypes at that time were envisioned as being a utility conflict data management system that was capable of generating reports. We were looking for some sort of a programmer's guide, because I guess most of us had experiences in the past whereby someone within TxDOT had developed something, then later left, or maybe a consultant had been hired to actually perform some sort of research. And when they were gone, we had no insight or background into how the tool was developed or how some of the technologies that were involved with it. So basically they had to create a programmer's guide and then a user guide with educational materials. So in summary, good ideas are a dime or a dozen. People that put them into action are priceless. Although the initial implementation kind of fell short, the good news is that we do have a second chance, and this is the program that Edgar is going to share with us right now. So thank you.